Katsuki Bakugou X-Reader, Chapter 4. It had been 10 months since the sludge monster, and YN had been practicing every day for hours, gaining more stamina and control over her quirk, and realizing how versatile it truly was. She didn't talk to Bakugou much since the incident in school because she felt disgusted with how he acted towards Midoriya, but she was glad he was okay. Midoriya, on the other hand, she couldn't talk too much because he was exhausted and working all of the time. She wanted to ask what was going on, but never found the time between school, practice, and his practice. Before she had known it, 10 months passed with barely any social interaction between the three of them. It was entrance exam day, and she felt like her quirk was prepared, but she wasn't. YN knew that Midoriya and Bakugou were going to be there. On the bus ride to the facility to sign in, she noticed a familiar ash blonde set of hair. Katsuki? She thought. She wanted to talk to him but couldn't move her body towards him. The bus the two were on was filled to possibly close to the max capacity. YN was stuck standing up due to almost being late that morning while seeing that Bakugou was sitting not that far from her. At one of the red lights, the bus had stopped abruptly, causing someone near YN to knock into her, making her lose her balance and her grip on the handbar and falling backwards, only to be caught by someone just in time. "You should really learn how to stand," a familiar voice slightly snarled in her ear. "Next time, someone might not catch you." "Thanks," YN sighed as she had been holding her breath since losing her balance. She turned to see Bakugou a little too close to her face, causing her to go almost beet red. Then the bus started to moving again before YN could fully get up, causing the two fall back into where Bakugou was sitting previously. YN still in his arms, the two looked almost beet red as one of the passengers awed them. Bakugou then promptly dropped YN, causing her to fall to the floor of the bus. The driver then stopped again, announcing the two's destination. "Finally," Bakugou grumbled, hurrying to get off the bus. YN got up and quickly got off, beginning to walk into the big building. She noticed Bakugou had promptly snarled something at Midoriya while passing by him as he looked flustered once Bakugou was gone. She promptly went up and greeted him, giving him a small smile. "You ready for this?" she asked. "I think so," Midoriya answered, looking pumped yet nervous. "Good, see you inside, Izuku," YN told him, walking inside as he stayed standing there. President Mike was talking about the exam, discussing the robots and how people were separated by stadium letter. YN was sitting between Bakugou and Midoriya, looking over at their cards. Midoriya was in Stadium B, while Bakugou was in Stadium A. YN was nervous to see if she got one of their stadiums. Eventually, looking at her, seeing she was Stadium A with Bakugou. "Hey look, Katsuki, we're in the same area," YN exclaimed quietly, pointing to her card and his. "You're gonna lose," Bakugou said, leaving her and Midoriya, who heard his, dumbfounded. Soon after, each group was buzzed over to their assigned stadium to change and do the exam. YN had changed into a baggy sweatshirt, shorts, and a tennis shoes with long socks. She had also pulled back her hair because she had discovered that it takes more energy if she has her hair down, off in her face. Once she had gotten out and stretched, she saw Bakugou in a black tank top and cargo pants. "I guess he's been working out," she thought, seeing the muscles he gained since the last time they talked. Bakugou looked over, seeing YN staring at him, at his arms. "What? You've been working out?" She stated in a nonchalant tone. "You don't say," he sneered. "Let me guess, you've been working too." "I mean, kind of," YN shrugged. Then the countdown. not that there was one, started and the gates soon opened. Bakugou was off, using his explosions to propel himself into the air. Wayan used her force fields as stepping stones, running into the air and getting a slight boost. She went off into another direction from him, stopping once she saw a three-pointer walking around. She quickly shot it with an energy blast, breaking it instantly. After a while of earning points, Wayan had maybe around 70 points by that point. As she got closer to what sounded like explosions, she saw that one of the students had tripped and was about to get crushed by a three-pointer. She jumped off of her stepping stone, creating a bubble field around her and the other student. As the machine pounded against the bubble field, it started to shine brighter. Wayan looked at the bubble, seeing the shining through her arms, causing the bubble to cause a blast against the machine that was just as strong as the force hit against her. Kinetic and potential energy, Wayan mumbled under her breath. That's right, it's still energy. Little did Wayan know was that Bakugou and the judges were watching the defense and attack. Bakugou stared at Wayan, realizing what just happened, but just as he was about to continue, time was up. Wayan helped up the student, them thanking her in response. She then put her hands on her knees, panting from the use of energy and the blast. Are you okay? Bakugou asked, seemed very slightly concerned. I'm fine, Wayan responded, standing up and looking at him. The last blast was one hell of a hit, Bakugou said, putting his hands on her shoulder. Yeah, it was, Wayan responded, sighing and heading for the exit. Good job, man. 1 week later, Wayan was sitting at her desk in her kind of new home since the building had to be rebuilt from the attack. She was doing some homework when her mother banged at the door furiously. She turned around, beckoning her mother to come in. It's from UA, she exclaimed. No kidding, Wayan chuckled nervously as she took it from her. We'll be waiting outside while you look, her dad said from the doorframe of her room. Then her mom exited and closed the door. Wayan stared at the letter for a second, finally opening it, seeing a little disc and placing it on her desk. Hello, Wayan Ellen, the hologram greeted. Wait, that's All Might, Wayan thought as a smile came across her face. You have passed the written exam with a high score, All Might informed her. But for your practical exam, you earned 73 villain points. But that's not all the points you earned. Wayan quirked her eyebrow, wondering what the other points were that she earned. You have also earned 15 rescue points for your acts of bravery throughout the exam, which means you passed with 88 points and flying colors as you placed first in the practical exam. Welcome to UA, All Might finished as the hologram ended. Wayan sat there for a moment, letting the words sink in. I made it? With the highest practical exam score? What? She thought as she let out a huge breath she had been holding. She opened the door, seeing her parents anxiously waiting. She gave them a smile and they screamed in joy and hugged her. Okay, so this is chapter 4, Skylight Katsuki, Bakugou X Reader. I hope you really like the videos that I posted in YouTube. I hope you enjoyed some of them and don't mind me stuttering. And I hope you can also subscribe if you wanted to, and I hope the stuttering didn't matter to you guys. I hope so. And thank you for watching. Bye.